You're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. I cannot believe it has been over a month. I missed you so much, but we are so fucking back. It's crazy. Happy Women's History Month. Happy Daylight Savings. Much has happened and we are going to get into all of it. But first of all, I'm going to need you to go to the YouTube and take a look. I wanted to tell everyone that I was not wasting their time. I did order some merch to take a look at. I am wearing a Raver crop top right now. I'm not in love with it, so I'm going to make some more edits, but I wanted you to know I've been working on it. I'm also wearing my You're Gay dad hat, and on the back, I'm going to turn it around to be like a little sexy Ash Ketchum. It says Gay Rave. Okay, so I'm just gonna wear it like this the whole time and live my fucking little soft mask fantasy. Okay, and you're gonna fucking love it. So here are all the things that I did while we were away to not imply that I wasted your time over this past month. Okay, so here are the things that I did. Went to Atlanta for work. Basically was just in a conference the entire time. Didn't see any of Atlanta. Didn't get to go to that strip club. I'm so sorry. Went to Mexico. Shout out to Raver Kelsey and Marinalina. Shout out to Kelsey for winning President's Club at her company and getting this free trip to Mexico and taking me, which was incredible. The most luxurious experience I will ever have in my life, probably, and no regrets at all. They had to boat us to our room. Our room had a plunge pool in it. I could not believe my little eyes. You had to get everywhere by bike or by golf cart. And I did try to bike. And I did fall off my bike at one time, okay? And I really fucked up my arm. And that was, it was on night one. All right. And I don't want to hear about it. So I went to Mexico. I saw some shows. I did some activities, as you know. I saw Chess, the show on Broadway. That was quite good. There is this song from that show. It's like semi-problematic. The show was written, I think, in like the 80s. One Night in Bangkok. And it is good. My Spotify Wrapped is so fucked because it's going to have all these fuck ass show tunes on it. But I have no regrets, okay? And it will be on Songs of the Week because we have time to make up for. Went to Bathhouse. Went to Bathhouse for the first time. Not the one with the disease, not the one in Williamsburg. We went to the one in Flatiron. Shout out to Raver Rachel. She brought me, since she has a fucking membership, she's always going there. First of all, I'm so nervous. And she's exploiting my nerves by like leaving me alone in dark places and like, you'll figure it out, you're an adult. So Bathhouse is just like a bunch of hot and cold rooms. Like it's not anything like special. I was like, is someone gonna touch me? Are people gonna come near me? And she's like, girl, these are rooms and pools. Fucking relax. We meet up around Flatiron. She comes at me with this jar of orange liquid. And I think like maybe she's trying to like get me to do something crazy before our Bathhouse experience. I'm like, is there drugs in this? Like, do I have to take this before my experience? And she's like, girl, I made you a wellness shot. I don't know. It felt like maybe it spiked my anxiety. I was like, what was in the wellness shot? There was a lot of turmeric or curcumin or whatever the fuck she was calling it. She is a nurse, so I trust her, but I'm afraid of her. So she's, of course, like going into these saunas, 140 degrees, 180 degrees. We go to the steam room. I damn near stop breathing. Like, how is anyone relaxing? I have never been more stressed in my life. My body has never undergone a more stressful experience. And it's been through some shit. You know, she keeps the score or whatever. But I mean, going from the steam room, basically feeling like I'm being waterboarded, then going to the 140-degree sauna, then the 180-degree sauna. And of course, we get wrapped up into like their daily activity, which is somebody doing like an ice slash essential oils routine for 12 minutes in the 180-degree sauna. And I'm sitting there like, okay, we got to lock in for 12 minutes. I actually think I have a unique skill at this. Like withstanding horrible things for a finite period of time. This is what I attribute to being able to run the marathon. Like if I know it ends, I feel like I can push through anything. Maybe that's how I should be sort of appealing to my internal like motivations. Something to think about. Also went to Sugarfish down the street. That was amazing. My first time at Sugarfish, absolutely zero regrets. They have a menu where you don't have to pick anything. It's called the Trust Me menu. It was like $45 and it was plenty of food. Perfect. So they have this Trust Me menu. Incredible. Everything perfect. All of my bites were incredible. Then they have a Trust Me light. So like if you're not that hungry. And then they have like the really Trust Me, which is like more hearty, more meals. incredible. You must go to Sugarfish. Me, Sugarfish bound forever. It's a chain now. And I'm like, have you heard of this new spot? It's called Sugarfish. Okay, things that we missed since the last time we talked. First of all, the Olympics are done now, and there were some highlights that we must talk about, and it's not just about Alyssa Liu. Although we are going to be talking about her. So the Olympic guy who cheated on his girlfriend, I do want to talk about him for a second. This man won the bronze medal. I think it was men's. What was it? Cross country something, or maybe it was the biathlon. I think it was the men's biathlon. He wins bronze, okay, solo event. And they're doing the post run interview, and he just starts to go on and start crying and saying that he made the biggest mistake of his life and he met the love of his life and then he cheated on her, and he really hopes that he can share this message and maybe she sees it and realize how serious he is. And then, like, in real time, he's sort of coming to and realizing that he's sort of like trauma dumping on everyone, and that his peers who like won gold and silver are probably trying to celebrate, and he is sort of like taking up all the media coverage. You could see all this happening in real time. And so he goes on to tell this story about how he met the love of his life 6 months ago. Like, love at first sight. She's the most amazing woman. But he had cheated on her 3 months ago. So she's the most perfect woman, but it only took you 3 months to cheat on her. Okay. The gag of it all is he had only told her a week prior to that Olympic interview. So it had been months since the cheating took place, and then he finally told her, and obviously she broke up with him. And so it's kind of a hard watch for me, an empath. I'm just like, oh God, like I do feel sad that he can't like celebrate this bronze win or whatever, but at the same time I'm like, men would rather trauma dump on live television than to go see the lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, go to a therapist. Go to see one. I promise you they will be able to help you, and they'll be using their listening ears. Okay? Use some of that sponsorship money, use some of that winning money, and turn it into some help. Okay? We are going to need to get some help. Okay? The U.S. won 12 gold medals. Absolutely amazing. Alyssa Liu, you know we have to talk about her. The raccoon hair, I have never seen more non-binary bitches with that raccoon hair. It hit Bushwick like a truck. I cannot imagine the little piercing, the little smile piercing she has in the raccoon hair. People aren't waiting till Halloween. Every single day is Halloween in Bushwick. Everyone looks like Alyssa Liu now. I'm like, do we realize Alyssa Liu is like a young woman? Isn't she like 20 something years old? I'm like, we got baristas pushing 35 with the raccoon hair. And I was like, you know what? Age has no inspiration. Okay. And I love it. Her routine made me cry. So what she won gold for was her routine, her free skating routine to MacArthur Park Suite by Donna Summer. So beautiful, whimsical and joyful and just like carefree. It felt like she was just like having fun and smiling. And it felt so the opposite of what the Olympics typically is, or what skating typically is, which just feels like very, very rigid, very cold. It just felt so warm, and her outfit was even gold. The whole thing, absolutely stunning. And then she also did a short skate to Promise by Laufey, and I think their team that was like submitted as a team, and they won gold for like the team skating thing as well. So that was amazing. So Alyssa Liu, she's incredible. They had like that like homecoming party in Oakland for her. It was just a bunch of people like dancing and break dancing, and she was just like having a kiki. She's like, I don't want a parade. Let's just throw a party. Why is this girl so cool and so in tune with her own body and her emotions? Tell that man crying on camera needs to take a lesson from this young lady. Okay, moving on. So the U.S. women and men's hockey teams, we must just discuss this for a moment. Okay, what I think is absolutely chef's kiss perfect. You couldn't write it better than this. Both the U.S. men's and women's won gold for Olympic hockey, right? Which is incredible. But even better is that they both defeated the same team in the same exact way with the same score. So there's no comparison. There's no better or worse. Both of them defeated the Canadian hockey teams. Both of them defeated them by 2-1, and both of them defeated them in overtime. You really can't write it better than that. There is absolutely no way to make any kind of comparison. But Of course. We had the ensuing events of, Kash Patel being in the locker room and Donald Trump calling the US men's hockey team. And listen, I wasn't here for the discourse, obviously, and we've probably beat it to death by this point. But that fucking dweeby ass nerd, I cannot imagine a world. I blame the US men's hockey team less than I blame that fuckbag, Kash Patel, because a lot of them are like young adults, but they are just celebrating their win in the locker room. Like, am I going to put them on trial about that? Probably not. But do I think turning this into like a whole political brigade was their choice? No. Did they perpetuate it? Yes. Tate McRae, where are you at? Tate McRae, whose side do you stand on, Tate? Okay? You have tater tots waiting to hear if you are going to support the women's hockey team or not, okay? Since Tate McRae dates Jack, whatever the guy who like cut his tooth on the hockey team, the men's hockey team, okay? People are waiting with bated breath on you, Tate, make a move. So then they were both on SNL when Connor Story was hosting, which, by the way, talk about clout stealing, talk about aura farming. They were aura farming from Connor Story in order to get back in the good graces of the American people. The US men's hockey team was like, yes, of course, put me next to Connor Story, America's sweetheart. Why not? And so they got all of the good PR from being in the SNL sketch, yada, yada. They sort of cleared it up. Speaking of that Connor Story SNL, by the way, they just like moved on to like him being really sexy, which I get. Like, they don't get a lot of like really sexy people. You don't always see like a full body reveal on SNL, but they did it this time. They said, we have the perfect candidate. Incredible actor. The promos were amazing. Also, Marcelo Hernandez on a fucking incredible run. His PR right now, through the roof. I am also obsessed with the man. I don't know. There's something about him. So Marcelo Hernandez from SNL, he has this girlfriend, this like architect from Yale who he met, and now he's bringing out in public. I said, boy, you know what's good for you. Okay? You know what's good for you. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, the Olympics. Oh, and then Flavor Flav sees all this happening and all the heat that the US men's getting and the whole politics and everything. And he's like, ladies, let me take you to Vegas. I'll hook it up. When is it happening? I need to be there for the event that Flavor Flav throws on behalf of the women's hockey team. I need to be in Vegas for that. If it is happening, then I need to be lurking around in the wings, whipping open doors, trying to contrive a meet cute. Okay, if that's not happening, I'm not trying hard enough. All right, we're doing it for the gag. And so if you know anything or if anyone has any details about the Flavor Flav event in Vegas, please pass them along. All right, because mama needs to know for her ravers. All right. Moving on, let's talk about Unrivaled. Unrivaled, which you might recall, the off-season women's basketball league, 3-on-3 basketball league. We went to it in Philly in like January. Well, it came to New York. Okay. And once again, I got incredible seats because I have been struck with the seat stick in 2026, even in 2025. And not to brag, but suddenly I am a tickets bitch. Listen, I've always been an experienced person and I like to go out and do things, but I've always been sort of cursed. And not that I've been cursed, I just like really didn't do it. I wasn't like the tickets friend. I wasn't like, oh yeah, like I'll buy the tickets. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, delegation. You know what they say? It's like do, delegate, defer, or the fourth one. So I'm usually delegating that task. But now we're riding one for one. So what am I doing? Of course, I'm getting in the queues. I'm getting my spot in line. I even got tickets to go see Robin. Like, I just saw there was a pre-sale code and I got the ticket because fuck it. Okay? And we'll talk about the Muna concert later because I'm still upset about it. All right? So we got these amazing tickets. It was wonderful to see in New York, and just like seeing these New York gays, incredible. And to be back in Barclays was just like so much fun, especially because we don't know if there's going to be a collective bargaining agreement for the actual WNBA season, which is supposed to start in May. The deadline is today, by the way. WNBA, knock, 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 figure it out, please. They have had like 10 to 15 hour days these past like 5 business days negotiating this agreement for the W to start on time. So like they are taking it seriously, which does make me happy. But back to Unrivaled. So the Mist won. The Mist, who I'm pretty sure were the worst in the league last season, like the first season. Ironic because one of the founders, Brianna Stewart, was on that team. So she revamped her team this year. She reset the roster. She did get some better players. They won the league. And so Stewie did all this, right? They have a banner season, incredible, like record-breaking season of Unrivaled, and only their second season, by the way. And Stewie then signs on for like a 4-week contract for a European basketball team because it's before the season starts here in the WNBA. So she had actually played in Europe before. She played in Turkey on the same team before because their finals are coming up. So she re-signed like a 4-week contract. So she won this championship in Unrivaled, her own league that she co-founded, and then like got on a plane to Turkey the next day to be with the team. Their finals, by the way, are like April 19th. So we should be tuning in to the Euro finals that Stewie will playing on in Turkey. Imagine how incredible that is for her. She said she's only doing it because they made her an offer she literally can't refuse. Collect your check, girl. Collect your check. So one more thing on Unrivaled, Chelsea Gray. She might have to be my like player of the season. I think that I'm going to become a Chelsea Gray stan. I'm saying it here now, and I know I'm really late on the bandwagon, but seeing her win the one-on-one contest was like amazing to watch. Everybody was putting on a show. She's been the point guard forever, but I'm locking in. I've been on my bullshit before, and I will be on it again, but you know what? Never say I was a Chelsea Gray hater, but now I can say I'm a Chelsea Gray fan, approaching stan. And it's mostly just because she is carrying a wide load, a dump truck behind her. I don't know how she's doing it, sort of like center of gravity wise, but she has a magnet for the hoop, and that's all that matters. But her lower back, I mean, there is no way that thing is correct. Like, she is carrying around a wagon behind her, and somehow it is contorting her body to have the perfect aim and the perfect game. Okay? Whatever it takes. So, Stewie, collect your check. Chelsea Gray, I'm a stan now. Cool. Moving on, the Oscars were last night. That was really cool. I went to 2 Oscars parties because I'm really popular and really cool. Although co-star coming from my fucking neck today was like, you're not as popular as you think you are. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Remember that self-esteem I've been building? So sick. So congrats to Jessie Buckley from Hamnet, right? And Michael B. Jordan. You gotta give it up for Michael B. Jordan. Honestly, I was pretty moved by his speech when he was shouting out all the black actors and actresses that came before him. Oh my God, it was beautiful. So the Oscars were like a semi-fun watch. I'm just like not here for all the gaggery that happens, like the Conan gaggery or whatever. Like, it was cheeky. I thought there were some laughs. The looks really like weren't giving me anything serious. I mean, Connor's Story looked amazing with like the see-through brown, like the monochrome brown look and his little like sexy ass, obviously. But it was very neutral. So like a lot of like black and white this year. I'm like, was there like some sort of theme that I didn't know about? I guess everyone was just like taking the whole like black tie thing really literally. But Chase Infinity, she was in purple. She was up there on the stage for No Battle Left Behind. What is the name of this movie? I, for some reason, cannot ever get it right. To Battle. Oh my God, I know it. Hold on. I know it. Every Battle. Hold on. One Battle Too Many. Hold on. I literally saw this on Friday. One Battle After Another. Okay. So when they won for One Battle After Another and the whole cast came up and everyone was in black and white, first of all, Tiana, a dime. An absolute dime. Okay. Chase Infinity in her little purple outfit. But the name Chase Infinity, I can't get past it. That is a car that I drive. It is not a name. And then I go on and hear from Rave Alina that they named her Chase Infinity because of Toy Story's To Infinity and Beyond. Oh my God, it gets worse and worse. And then I hear it's from Toy Story, and I was like, fellas, is it gay to name your kid after Toy Story? And that's a yes. I know 2 heterosexual people allegedly had this child and they're Disney adults, but is it gay? Yes, it's gay. Okay? But the real gag about this, okay, is Connor's Story left the Vanity Fair after party with no one but Troye Sivan, twink extraordinaire, blooming for you. If that were to happen, oh my God, I can hear the screams now. If Connor's Story and Troye Sivan were to hook up, for some reason, I feel like I would just know in my heart. I would know in my soul that it happened. I don't think it happened last night. Like, I can't confirm that yet. I'm not feeling that yet, but I know that I will feel it when it happens. And I do think that would be nature truly healing. Okay. So if that happens, call me. If there's proof, if there's a Dumois thing, somebody call me. Okay. I have a couple of crushes in this world. And one of them is Connor Story, and the other is Troye Sivan in the One of Your Girls video. If we could put that together, call me. Okay. I would see it and I would watch it, and I would watch it every single day. Moving on. Okay. The Traitors. The Traitors is over. Sexy snake wrangler Rob did win the Traitors. Okay, he did at the end betray Maura. Maura, who is just like so stunning. I could listen to her talk forever. I think that I'm having a good idea. That's supposed to be Irish. I'm pretty sure she's Irish. She was putting on her tinking cap. She is just so gorgeous, like model everything. And the fact that her and Rob are having this like kind of like cheeky flirt back and forth, and I was like, Maura, Rob the ultimate betrayal. Whatever. So Rob won Traitors, and I honestly have no complaints. Like, yes, do I think that he had to do like evil things to win? Yeah, but do I care? No, I really don't. And do I think that it was because he's hot? Yes, I do. About halfway through the season, he put on that Southern accent too. He didn't start with it, but he ended with it. He knew it would be helping him in the odds, okay? But I'm fine with it because he actually came out as anti-ice and a somewhat good man, so we'll take it. On the reunion, him mentioning he has a girlfriend, I was like, bro, this is bad PR. It's like Marcelo Hernandez. It's like fucking Hudson Williams. Everyone's coming out with a girlfriend. I said, what is this? You're just supposed to say she goes to another school and we pretend she doesn't exist. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Hot men, get with it. And then he does this collab with the app Quinn, which is where like sexy people read sexy stories. So that way you can like feel like there's sexy words in your ears and like people get off on that. Like it's just like hot people reading smut in like whispered tones. Okay. So they got Rob to do it in like a sexy, like animalistic love story. I don't think it's like actual animals like Zootopia. I think it's like he's like working on a farm or something, or like a saving animals. I don't totally know. Okay. So he did a collab with Quinn. You know, those Heated Rivalry boys did too, because they know what's good for them. Quinn cannot miss. Okay. They know what the ladies want, and they're getting their asses on there whispering into the phone. So the Quinn app collab with him, I saw some of those ads of him whispering into people's ears like, you're a good girl. And I'm stressed the fuck out. Like, I just don't think that I'm built for that kind of thing. Like, the Sexy Talk app is just not my thing, I guess. Whenever I hear it, I scream and I throw my phone. I said, why is Rob from Love Island whispering in my ear? Oh my God. I just don't think that's what's going to work for me. But if it does work for you, I think that's incredible. I think that's incredible. Okay, moving on. Cardi B is on tour, and the content actually looks good. You know, I was a little bit worried for a while because like her BBL is experiencing trauma. Like the way that she is flipping it and flopping it and dipping it, like something is going to pop, and I'm a little bit worried. She even fell a couple times. I fear she's added so much weight behind her that it changed her center of gravity, like Chelsea Gray, but in a way that she is not actually able to like do some things like standing or sitting or running or walking. Like when she was throwing it back on that robot and she fell, I was like, this is the BBL. The BBL, like they added one too many CCs. Do you put CCs? CCs are for boobs. What do they put in your butt? Fat from other parts of your body, right? Why don't they do that for boobs? Do they do that? Like, why is BBL like a tummy lift because they remove fat and put it in your butt, but a boob job is silicone? I don't know. That's something to ask. That's something to ask about. Okay. Other news that we should discuss. New York Times came out with a MIDI crossword. So the mini crossword takes me like 30 seconds. It's not enough. The giant crossword, you're never going to get me to do that, especially not without turning on the auto check at the same time. And I only do that when like I've been on a train for an hour and there's no games left and I deleted the other games off my phone. Okay. So we finally have a MIDI. It's the mid-size crossword and it has a theme just like the regular crossword. I love it. And I downloaded Crossplay, which is just Word with Friends, and I'm losing a lot, but I've started playing the computer so I can improve. So play me on Crossplay, okay? Also, one more thing before we get into truly gay news. Happy 10-year anniversary to Vroom Vroom by Charlie XCX. You changed my life, girl. You changed my life. And I was not a party girl when it came out, but I do think that it would have taken longer had it not been out. Like, I probably became a party girl. Oh, what is it? Like 2018? Like, I really was like, I love to booze. Like doing the drinking, the going out kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? It took me so long. But who knows where we would be if Vroom Vroom wasn't out. Okay, and specific shout out to the Vroom Vroom Lollapalooza 2024, 2023. That is an incredible performance and everyone should go watch it. Okay, moving on. Okay, now we're going to speed run through gay news and current events because we've already taken so fucking long. Okay, 1, Natasha Lyonne, we think she came out as gay on Instagram. Natasha Lyonne of Orange is the New Black and Poker Face fame, but I'm a cheerleader, okay? I'm pretty sure everyone already thought that she was a lesbian or at least queer, but I think that she's actually coming out as lesbian now, so what we all thought the whole time was true, although she did date Fred Armisen for quite a long time. Next, Tim Gunn said that he's been celibate since he was age 29. He said that he had a really devastating heartbreak, and then ever since then it's just been a wraps for him. That is devastating. Tim Gunn is a very handsome and very hilarious and talented man. I could find a gay today who would. I would do it if it meant Tim could break the streak, okay? So I don't know how to feel about it. If that's his truth, I am ultimately happy for him, but I am sad. Imagine, you go through something so bad that you're like, I'm done fucking. Call me celibate and constipated the way I don't give a shit or fuck. That's Tim Gunn right now, okay? Next, Pedro Pascal being gay in the streets with a man, which also I think we all kind of thought for a long time. But he did come out as sort of fondling and kissing a man in the street. So he didn't come out as gay, but once again, spotted on TMZ being gay with a man. Happy for you. He did come out at the Oscars as no longer having a mustache. And it was a load-bearing mustache. It was a mustache that did a lot for his face. And now that he didn't have it, I was like, oh my God, wait, he's old. I had no idea. Okay, moving on. Meg Thee Stallion is going to be on Broadway. She's going to be in Moulin Rouge as Zidler, which is traditionally a role played by a man. So good for her. Meg on Twitter was like, damn, terrible time to be a hater because I'm fucking everywhere. And she is right. She really is. Anything to get Moulin Rouge back on the map. I swear to God, they always do this stunt casting and it is fucking working. They just had Bob the Drag Queen as Zidler too. Will I be going to see Megan? Well, yes, fine. It's like a jukebox musical. I could live without it, but I can't live without this. So I will be seeing it. And just in time, the story of Bobby Darin is doing stunt casting as well. Matthew Morrison is doing 3 or 4 weeks as Bobby Darin. How are you going to go from what's his face, Glee, Leah Michelle's best friend, what's his name? You know who I'm talking about, Jonathan Groff, to Matthew Morrison. Okay, moving on. Meg Thee Stallion also just is in True Religion's new campaign with a bunch of other celebrities, and they denied Tory Lane's plea deal, so he's not getting out of prison early. And she was either a guest feature or just a cast member of NBC's new show with Daniel Radcliffe. She really is fucking everywhere. And those Dunkin' refresher things that she had, those protein refreshers, haven't tried them. Kind of heard they were bad, but overall, really happy for her. I did, though, try the new Dunkin' banana cold foam. Perfection. I love that shit. People are like, oh my God, it tastes like artificial banana. And to that I say, no, it tastes a little better than artificial banana. Okay? Just drink it and shut up. And so if you want to know my order, I will tell you, but only if you ask really nicely because I'm kind of scared to tell you. Okay? Next, Doechii is a lesbian. Said the L word in the bio of her Finsta. Lesbian. Okay. Also something that I think we knew a little bit about. On Hot Ones, when they asked her, what's the biggest red flag in dating? And she said, being a straight man or being a cis man. You won't know, but the signs will be there. So yeah, Doechii using the L word now. Stunning, perfect, amazing talent. Okay. Next, Billie Eilish is going to be the starring role in The Bell Jar. They're making it into either a series or a movie. I'm losing my shit. My favorite writing, I think, in the world is The Bell Jar. And this is why I'm concerned, okay? Billie Eilish, she does have the depressing eyes and the depressing energy to do it. But her boobs are just too big. Her boobs are too big to be experiencing the existential dread and eventual institutionalization of the primary character in The Bell Jar. I did not picture those boobs on somebody so unwell. Okay. And you know what? Having loved the bell jar for so long, and I use that fucking fig tree metaphor all the fucking time, I just was reading this book. This was over 10 years ago, obviously. So I'm reading this book and I'm like starting to identify with the main character. And then like they turn out to be like depressed and institutionalized. You start to like identify with the author and it turns out like she killed herself. You're like, oh. Concerning. Do you have a plan? No, I don't have a plan. I'm great. Okay, moving on. Last but not least for gay current events, Chelsea Cutler's back. Chelsea Cutler last year went through a really tragic breakup with her long-term girlfriend, Tilly. Okay, they were together for like a really long time. I think it's like over 5 years. Okay, and so she had this really depressing album, hashtag relatable, but now she's coming out with a new album and she's definitely got a stylist and she definitely dyed her hair dark brown, like, you know, a dark, like, is chestnut dark? A dark, like, chestnut brown. And she's doing all this promo, okay, of her, like, in bed kissing this girl. And who is it but another famous lesbian, Shannon Beveridge's ex, Becca Moore. Okay, you are baiting me for promo and you're teasing me so that way I will pay attention, and it is working. God damn it, it is working. Okay, so Chelsea Cutler, new music. I will be listening and I will be paying attention. I know they are not together and it's all for promo, but I'm locked in on this lesbian drama. Okay, Chelsea Cutler's back. I think she's hoeing. She's hopefully going to be making some hoeing music or whatever. But the first song was kind of like, I'm obsessed with you. I'm obsessed with you. And I was like, girl, have we learned nothing? We're in our 30s now. Okay, learn a lesson. Moving into rave reviews, if you can believe it, we're not even there yet. We have to talk about Punch. Punch the monkey. Okay. So Punch the monkey is a baby monkey in a zoo in Japan. Okay. So when Punch was born, his mother rejected him, which is so sad. So because he was so young, they put him with a like mother-sized stuffed animal ever since he was like literally 7 months old. Okay. And by the way, when you Google Punch the monkey on Google, there's this little animation that comes up of his face and little hearts falling from the top of the screen. Oh God, they really get it. Okay. Not that I'm praising Google because you know I'm not. Okay. So he was rejected by his mother. And now, like, as they're preparing him to socialize, he was like really carrying around the stuffy, like the little stuffed animal. And it's just a little stuffed monkey from IKEA. And he loves that stuffy. Like, he'll offer it pieces of his food and he'll wrap its arms around him and he'll sleep with him. And it's like his safe space. And oh my God, it just has me crying. So the whole internet has been paying attention to Punch the monkey. And as they were finally trying to integrate him into where the other monkeys are, right? The monkey enclosure. He was really nervous, obviously. And so like when they would like approach him or come near him, he would sort of like go away and hide and be alone with his stuffy, which was just like horrific to watch. Like sending me down a depressive spiral I cannot even describe. So they put him in this monkey enclosure and then it was good. Like the internet was watching. We were getting like minute to minute updates. Like Punch has received a hug from one of the other monkeys. Like this just in, one of the other monkeys has begun grooming him. And of course he doesn't know what it's like to be around other monkeys. So he doesn't know the norms and what it's like to be groomed and how to do that. So he has to learn all these things. Okay. So at one point, one day, it's like his third or fourth day in the enclosure, one of the other monkeys comes up to him and sort of like whips him around. And then he ran away to his stuffy. And I swear to God, that monkey was crying. Okay. And I'm like, am I going to shoot these monkeys? Should we all go to Japan? This is going to be like that fucking Fritz the hippo. I went to the Cincinnati Zoo to see Fritz the hippo for his first birthday and ice cream social. And do not tempt me. I will be at this Japanese zoo to see Punch. Okay. So finally, he has started to integrate, and they said that they're going to try to take a stuffed animal away from him soon. I am very, very concerned. I do fear that they are going to start something that they are not prepared for. World War IV. All right. He is so cute, and he finally made friends, and he's like bonded with the staff who work there too. So every time they come to do like feeding, he'll like crawl up their leg. Oh, the people who looked after him, like they really care for him. And he finally like seems like he could be happy now. So if you haven't been paying attention to Punch the monkey, where have you been? Because he is so fucking cute. And I do think that this content is, now that it's finally good, making me so happy. But when it was bad, it was bad. In the depths of February, seeing Punch be bullied by his friends, that was not for me. That was a period low for me, okay? Moving on, speaking of period lows, grave reviews. We are at war. Like we're at war with Iran. Very bad. Obviously, everything's horrible and everything's a fucking joke. And it's probably going to get worse. So that's what I have to say about that. Moving on, Shia LaBeouf said some bad things about gay people. So he was at Mardi Gras and he got arrested for hitting two people in the streets. And he said it was because he was surrounded by these like three big gay people and they were like putting their hands on his shoulder, on his knee. And he said, big gay people scare me. He said, go be gay over there. Don't be gay in my lap. And essentially he was saying that when he was alone and he was really, really drunk, he felt sort of like threatened or uncomfortable around these big three gay people. Do I think that anyone should be touching anybody that doesn't want to be touched? No. Do I think that making these like horrifically homophobic comments when everyone's just trying to enjoy Mardi Gras is appropriate? No, come on, Shia. And then like the last time he was arrested for doing something when he was really drunk, he said some racist shit, speed running his downfall, as if that hasn't already been happening. So yeah, he was saying some really bad shit. But my point is, like, if you feel threatened or scared by like big gay men, imagine how women feel. And you don't even have to be attracted to men to feel fully threatened. Like, straight cis men account for like most murders in like this actual reality. And you don't have to be interested for them to like see you and talk to you and like exert their like societal power over you. So let's just take a beat and think about that. You can be in the same space as them, and that is the experience, and it is threatening and is bad, and it can ruin your time. But as many women don't have the option of starting a physical altercation with the people who are bothering them, right? What do? We like tell someone, or we go away, or we change our location because there's nothing that we can do about it. So we ruin our time. Instead of like fighting for the space to be yours, we have to give the space up because that's the safest option. That's all I'm saying about that. Moving on. Let's talk about Gracie Abrams' dual birthday post. Okay. So on February 2nd, and I've been thinking about this for quite a fucking long time. Okay. Gracie Abrams, by the way, in my Instagram post, when I spelled celibate and I spelled Abrams wrong, I didn't edit it and make it correct because I thought it was funny, but now everyone just thinks I can't spell. Oh, guys, no one gets me. Okay. So Gracie Abrams is a singer. She sings that song that's like, I love you, I'm sorry. And she also sings, what's it to get you? You're like, oh my God. That one. Okay. Those two. And she's J.J. Abrams' daughter. Okay. So she did a post on February 2nd and it says, Clemmy and P, happy birthday. This is my favorite day ever. And she's posting photos of her best friend and posting photos of her and Paul Mescal. She dates Paul Mescal. Okay. So apparently February 2nd is the birthday of her best friend Clemmy and her boyfriend Paul. The fact that she did one grid post saying happy birthday to both of them, it's just been itching me. And I don't know what it is. It actually is sort of like, pick one or post twice, just don't do them together. If I was the best friend of like 8+ years and you're lumping me in with your boyfriend, why are you even posting about my birthday anyway? We're just friends. You can just post about Paul. That would be chill. I find it a little weird, a little odd. There's something there. Why not just post about Paul? Maybe Paul's being weird about that. Maybe your friend is really weird about their birthday and you don't want to be on the wrong side of that. I don't know, but I really am looking for a reason. Okay. So go look at the post. I know that I'm dying on this hill and it's actually not that bad, but I just have something to say about it. Okay. Moving on. Grave review is going to have to be clavicular and mogging. Okay. So clavicular is an online personality. He's just a 20-year-old boy. Okay. And he's obsessed with looks. He's like a look smaxer. He does crystal meth and like bone smashing, like he hits his face with a hammer so that way he'll look like more angular and skinny and fit. He literally has been taking anabolic steroids for so long that he is infertile. He is 20 years old. Okay. So he's the one who's saying that having the best appearance is what everyone should be striving for. Okay. And of course he's bad and he aligns with like Nick Fuentes and the demons of the right. But he did say that J.D. Vance was subhuman and that he would describe Gavin Newsom as a Chad. endearing and that he would be more deserving of being president because he is good looking and JD Vance doesn't. So that I would say, okay, broken clock works twice a day, whatever works, Dems. Okay. But I like these new words. I do like some of these new words. Do I think that we should be looks maxing? No. Do I think that we should be doing crystal meth and smashing our bones in order to look good? No. Even after the Oscars, I was like, they even got Emma Stone. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole Kelly Osbourne, who looks like an angular skeleton demon, and Emma Stone's work that they got done, and the jokes about looking so good with all the work that you got done. I'm like, I know everything is cyclical, but damn, we are back in like the skinny looks are everything era, and it's actually pissing me off. Okay. The one good thing is the words I like. So mogging in general means just like looking amazing and eating boots the house down with your look. Okay. So like if you're mogging someone, that just means like you look really, really good, or like you're looking so fire. Like if I'm like giving you like the blue steel, I'm like mogging you. Like, why are you looking at me like that? Like you look so good. It's crazy. Okay. Frame mogging is when you are the best looking person in a photo. Okay. So like if you're in a photo with your friend and you're ready to post it on the internet, you're only doing it because you're frame mogging them and like you look better. Okay. But if they take a photo and they post it and you're pissed off, it's because like they're frame mogging you and you look like shit. Okay. So I will be saying that. And also mewing. Mewing is when you like put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and like do a jaw exercise to define your jaw. Okay. So these are 3 new words. There will be a quiz at the end. All right. Last but not least, grave review is going to be zinning. I did a zin for the first time in my month off, and we have to talk about it. I did a zin and I went nonverbal. At first, I just did a 3. Okay. And there are numbers associated. I did not know this either. So my gym bros at my powerlifting gym, they do 3s. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did one. And of course, like my head is instantly spinning. And I was like, whoa, okay. I feel like so big time. I'm like with the gym guys. So like, I didn't know this like fucked up Zin alphabet of numbers. So I do this 3 and I was like, whoa, that was crazy. Like I had to go home. I was like getting the spins. Okay. And then Merritt introduces me to a 6. A 6. So what do? I'm like, oh, I did a 3. Let me try this 6. Fully nonverbal, holding the arms of the chair, like trying to get the room to stop spinning, fighting for my fucking life. Okay. So the tech bros, Rave or Merritt, the tech bros are outpacing the gym bros, doubling them. And I was like, what do these numbers mean? And you know what they say? It's like the equivalent of how many cigarettes you'd be smoking. So a 6 is as if you smoked 6 cigarettes worth of nicotine. And then I meet fucking final boss Kelsey, UK Kelsey, coming at me with like 8.5s and 9s. No thank you. All right. And then these Brits who I met in Mexico, they got 12s in the UK because they've been smoking since they were like 10 years old. That is fucking crazy. And you put it directly on your gums. So you're like speed running those like holes in your gums and shit. And I don't know, you guys. I just think like the zinning is too popular, and I know vaping's bad, but vaping's probably better for you than zinning because it's not like direct contact with your gums, your precious, precious gums. Now you got gingivitis and you got the holes in your gums from the fucking nicotine. Double homicide. Okay? So don't do that. It's moments like those that remind you we're truly living life, you know, and life is fleeting, and almost vomiting in public due to nicotine rush is the spice of life. Okay? Moving on. Can I say something? First is laser doesn't work. I finished all of my sessions of lasering my ass crack and my mustache, and guess what, people? There's still hair. All right, there's still hair, and not a lot, but more than there should be after paying $1,000 to get rid of it is all I'm saying, okay? So it's not like crazy. I don't have to like maintain it much, but more than I wanted, all right? So laser doesn't work, and no one should do it, okay? Next, everyone is lying about the Cliffs of Moher. And this is actually one of the most devastating realizations I've had. It's come to my attention that every single person who goes to the Cliffs of Moher hears that they could get only one of like 30 good days a year, right? So if you go, it's a clear day at the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland, you're lucky because they only get like 30 days a year that are good weather. And so like you're really, really lucky if you get a good day. Okay. And every single person I've spoke to who's been to the Cliffs of Moher has had this exact same story. And they're like, wait, I had a clear day. I had a clear day. Statistical improbability, okay? And I'm calling bullshit. I felt so special. I felt so special. I was like, I'm going to be experience mogging. And then everyone was like, yeah, same. Yeah, same. They told me the same thing. They told me I was so lucky because I had a really nice day. And I was like, how is everyone having a really nice day? Like, did we all hit those 30 days exactly? I was fools maxing, okay? It made me look like a freaking idiot and it pissed me off. Last but not least, I think that the more painful your mints are, the better your breath will be. And this I'm actually not sure about. I think someone once told me this, but now I'm not so sure anymore. Is this true? Is it true that the more painful your mint is, the better your breath will be? Because in my mind, if the mint is really like hurting me to swallow and to keep in my mouth, it means that it's really fighting all of the bad smells. And now that I'm thinking about this, I'm pretty sure I made this up. So is that the science of mints? Someone tell me yes or no, because I've been going on that assumption my whole life. Okay. Moving on to I'm sorry. I'm sorry is about the triangle method. Apparently, gays and men do not know about the triangle method. And I don't know if I'm exposing a trade secret here, but I do want to tell you. The triangle method, if you are not familiar, is when you're flirting with someone or when you want to like express interest in someone, you're looking at them, you're talking to them, you look in their left eye, you look in their right eye, and then you look at their mouth. Okay? That is called the triangle method. It is 100% guaranteed 20% of the time. I've done it before. Results, can't remember if it really worked. I don't actually remember the last time I did it, but I've been trying it again. So I was talking to my gay boys about it. I pulled all of my gays at volunteering, so like 12 AMAB people who identify as gay or have sex with AMAB people or have sex with men, okay? And no one knew what it was, okay? So the triangle method is a very sexy, special thing. And so you do eyes, lips, and you maybe lick your lips. So I was giving it to them. I almost turned a couple of them. But the gay men had no idea. Gay men are not pussyfooting around this flirting, okay? And as a woman who's interested in women, I need to be sending them these signals, okay? So I am sorry to all of the men who I was saying were not informed about flirting tactics and who I said that they were amateurs at flirting when it's actually just a woman thing. Sorry, you guys. Sorry, my bad. Okay. Songs of the week. Songs of the week, there are several of them to make up for all the weeks that we missed. First is going to be a Sierra Farrell song. She's sort of like Americana country. It's going to be Years. First of all, shout out to the person at Valentine's Day speed dating who told me about Sierra Farrell. They were like, oh, if you like Casey Musgraves, you'll really like her. Huh, spot on. Also, Casey Musgraves' new song, Dry Spell, horny anthem. We love to see it. Next song of the week, Muna, Dancing on the Wall. I did get tickets, but I did have to buy in resale. Tickets to Muna, they tried to do the thing where you get like assured a price and like you can't do resale really, or like you have to go through the verified site so that way bots don't buy all the tickets up. But I couldn't get a ticket. Like regular bitches couldn't get tickets, so I don't know if that worked or not, okay? But it did get on resale and I will be going Tuesday the 19th of May. All right. Next song of the week, they put Bad Bunny's whole halftime show on Spotify. That's going to be on my on repeat. That is actually saving my Spotify Wrapped for the year. So all of Bad Bunny's halftime show, that's the next song of the week. Next is Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship. We can do this thing together. You know that song? That's on there too. One Night in Bangkok from the Chess soundtrack, from the Chess musical. That's on there. Leah Michele was in it, by the way. And she was giving all of those glee emotions. She was giving the lip quiver, just like she used to. Oh my God, it was like going back in time. And then last but not least, Chanel by Tyla. If you say you love me, why don't you put me in Chanel? She's asking the questions that are critical. And that's all for this episode. We are back, baby. Season 5, if you can believe it. I know this has been long as fuck, but we had so much to cover. I missed you and I love you. This has been Gay Rave. I am the Gabby L, and the L is for, say it with me, love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
Here are all the things that didn't make it into this episode. Cocaine shrimp in the Northeast. Etsy kicking off witches. Curtis Sliwa's Substack on EDM. RFK and Kid Rock in the sauna drinking milk. People Googling that they can't sell their house. The Zendaya Zaddy pic with Tom Holland. Lizzie McGuire's dad killed himself. Mamdani printing fake newspapers knowing Trump would love it. Liz is saying single people are being targeted. RFK coming for Duncan may lose in the election. The Duncan bucket of coffee petitioned to bring it to New York. Gypsy Rose is doing dance content now, and I thought it was a fake account, but it's real. The Brits with Harry Styles dancing and Rosalia bringing Bjork out. I finally get the Bjork thing. Initially, the Bjork movement bypassed me because I was just being born at the time. Tiana Taylor, Victoria Monet, Usher tribute is so good. Every word in the sentence was an ad lib I created in my dreams. Those are all the notes that I had that we didn't make it to.